I'm going to take about 15 minutes to give you a general overview of the product and some of the higher level features and types of things that we do. We've been around for about 9 years. We've focused primarily on community development. So we cover permitting, building permits, all sorts of permitting actually. We do health services permitting, fire permits, inspections, all sorts of things like that. Code enforcement, request tracking, and CRM, which is what we're going to be showing you today. And then we also have, with the product, we have a built-in citizen access component that allows for all the products in the suite for citizens to do things like apply for permits, put issues online, track their issues, and we'll show you that. It's very flexible and, again, completely integrated with the product. So just to give you an idea, we're really a service company as opposed to a software company, and we have a full-blown, robust software that we provide over the internet. But for us, it's all about service. We work with small and medium-sized municipalities and departments from larger government organizations where service is really, really important, and you'll see that throughout the presentation here. One of the things that we've done since day one is we offered unlimited support. So, as part of the user subscription, we provide just about anything our customers want, whether it's a custom report, help doing a mail merge, or sending out notices. We provide mostly a same-day turnaround. We also do refresher training, new user training, and also administrative things. Like, oftentimes our users might send us hey, I need a new letter added to the system. They can do it themselves, but a lot of times what they do is they just have us do it, and a lot of times with the administrative features, which they may only use on occasion, we can do it a lot quicker, and it takes a little bit of burden off them so that they can focus on what they're doing. Our approach, because we provide this type of support, we have a much more highly trained staff. We're constantly dealing with the users. We've only got one set of code. All the information that we get every day in the field goes into the product to make it better. So, we don't do like an annual user conference to listen to our customers. I mean, we're basically on the front lines every day working with our customers. We provide integrated support, and we use a lot of web conferencing. GoToMeeting is something we use all the time to do training. We may have a user that has a desktop issue, like they have a malware or something on their machine, and for some reason their browser's not working right. We'll actually just get on GoToMeeting. They can show us what's happening, and we can fix it for them. The other thing that's really nice about having a cloud-based type of a solution is we can log in as a user very easily and see exactly what they're seeing and the types of problems that they're having. We have built into the product, because we've offered unlimited support for so long, we've integrated the support into the product so that users can submit their support requests, they can track their support requests, and oftentimes we have a same-day turnaround. If you're looking at different solutions, we're a pure internet-based software. We started out that way, and we've been that same way for a long time. Other solutions that you'll find in the market, you'll find there's some legacy vendors who host your solution. They'll virtualize your system into VMware or host it kind of for you, but it's still not a multi-tenant, one set of code, one database type of a solution. And that type of solution is not that scalable. You're going to find that when you go out and price some of the hosted traditional software, which they'll call cloud, that it's about the same price, sometimes even more, because they have to buy the hardware and support the system for you. So, whereas when you're looking at the pricing, oftentimes we come in, 25% the cost of traditional solutions, and it's because of our business model. So, again, we offer a highly trained staff. We have a lot of domain knowledge, and oftentimes you'll be working with the person who set up your system. So, in terms of your processes, your workflows, and the types of issues you're having, we're going to be on top of that, as opposed to, well, we're not really sure what you do. And oftentimes we help our customers set up their processes, and because we work with thousands of users, and we know what works and sometimes what doesn't work. We've got an advanced customer support center. So again, support's built into everything that we do. We have same-day response times. Oftentimes with traditional software, the problem is the business model. It's just hard to support. When something's installed on your desktop and your servers out there, it becomes difficult. What version are you on? What version of Windows are you using? What type of browser are you using? Everything becomes much more complicated when you have to deal with all the different parameters in information technology today. And again, we're offering unlimited support on the traditional software side. Oftentimes, you're going to have to pay for support, and someone's going to come out there. They're going to install the software, and you're going to sign off on it, and they're going to leave. That's what goes on in traditional IT projects, and that's really what you'll see on the traditional software side. Other cloud solutions, you're going to see kind of a limited support. You can call us for these things, but you can't call us for those things. In our situation, we do just about everything to make our customers successful, and the reason is because we're a pay-as-you-go model. It's a subscription, and with that subscription, we want a renewal. We want you to keep using the system and be successful with it. So, at the end of the year, if you're not happy, you can go somewhere else, and there's no strings attached with Citizenserve. But with other solutions, you'll spend a bunch of money up front, and you've got a 5 to 7 year commitment on that platform. We actually have started out being a Java-based solution, so we support all the different devices that are in the market. We also have integrated mapping and a citizen portal, which we'll go more in depth into. And our reporting, we have simple reports you can create yourself, and then in the support, we'll actually create custom reports for you, and that's included in the service. And then the system is very highly configurable. You can set up custom fields on properties. You can set up custom fields on citizen types. You can set up custom fields on permit types or code enforcement cases. It's very customizable, and as you can imagine, just about every different city or municipality has different rules and regulations that are dictated at that level. And since we've been doing this as long as we have, we've had to build something that is highly configurable, because we have to deal with a lot of different local regulations, fee types, and rules that just are different, completely different as you go from place to place. So in our mobile features, I mentioned, we're right out of the box. The same application that you'll see in the demo is the same application you would use on an iPad. And also out in the field with a laptop or a notebook. The system, anywhere you can get on a browser and have an internet connection, you can use the system. You can use the system on smartphones. So anything with a browser, the system supports. So with the integrated mapping features, what we have is basically we use Google Maps, and we integrate parcel data. So we'll get information from the county, and we import that into the system on a regular basis. That's included in the service to keep your parcel data updated. We use Google satellite images, or if you have your own, we can put those in the system. And then we also import GIS layers so that you can show your case information and with your properties on a map, and then you can take different layers, your neighborhoods, streets, and whatever you want to put in the system. You can view that your case data and your file data on a map, with your GIS layers. On the citizen portal, basically, if this is common for all of our citizen access pages. Basically, we have it set up so that you can go in and configure this. You can set up your own headers, your application instructions. You can decide what you would like your citizens to be able to see, what you'd like them not to be able to see. You can pick different days of week for service. You can, for fee types, you can set up and have a convenience fee for paying online or not. There's all sorts of where you're going to route online requests to. If you're going to allow people to see other people's things, all this stuff is configurable on the system. And once you're done just configuring it, you just go in and check a few boxes, and basically you can just paste the link up on your website, and you're in business. So it's very configurable. Here you can see where we allow you to pick different fields. The custom fields actually are integrated with the citizen access pages, so you can have custom fields that are viewable one time or viewable multiple times. Or if say I wanted to take a business license application online, you can have somebody enter their social security number but not show that to them again on the system. And you can decide which custom fields that you want to show on the citizen access pages and which ones you don't. So it's very, very flexible in terms of the information that you want to share with citizens and allow them to search on. So and this is just a simple look at the standard citizen access pages that come with Citizenserve, and there's no extra charge for the standard citizen access pages, but we also do what's called a custom citizen access page, where we basically create a completely custom experience for your citizens based on what your needs are. So we have two different approaches. One is the standard in-the-box solution, which we continue to enhance and make better and better as we go. And then you can also say, hey, I just want to have a completely custom experience for my constituency. On the reporting side, we provide standard reports, and we also have a dashboard feature where you can track certain metrics and drill down on those metrics. We have a report writer, which allows you to write basic and advanced reports, and we kind of join the information together for you so that it's easy for you to select what you are looking for. And we do custom reports. Oftentimes, that one report that you need is not in the system, and we actually will do that for you. And we have the system has been set up to make custom reports something that are easy to maintain and that we can create for you and meet your needs. So this is an example of the dashboard, and Julie will kind of go a little bit into that. And when you're looking at the dashboard metrics, you can drill down on the metrics. We have, basically the entire system is set up so that you can, when you're looking at a case or a file, you can see other things that are associated with that property. When you're looking at people in the system, you can see other things that are associated with those people. So if you have, if you're using the system for multiple functions, if you look up a person in the system, you'll be able to see everything that's going on with them in the city. And you can also, again, you can see things that are going on with various properties. This is kind of the little picture of the interface for a report writer. You can pick detailed summary reports, list reports. We also have GIS report features where, say, like if you wanted to do a proximity search on a certain area to find everybody, you want to send a notice to everybody within 300 feet of something that's important. And within each of the reports, even the custom reports, you're allowed to drill down on file numbers and permit numbers and those types of things. All the reports can be exported as PDF, as Excel spreadsheets. In the custom reports, we do just all sorts of reporting for our customers. So there's, some of the reports are actually pretty detailed, and it's hard to imagine how they would be able to get the types of reports sometimes that we do without the service that we provide. One of the nice things about the system is that we have built-in ability to do batch notices. You can batch email notices. You can do mailings, and then the mailings that you do get stored with the file, so that if you send out notices, those notices, the actual notices that are sent out in the merge, get stored with your file. So there's pretty much a virtually unlimited number of options when we get into doing custom reports. We do a lot of different types of letters, forms, notices, certificates, you name it. In the system's really configurable. We do a lot of custom form letters. There's a built-in HTML editor in the system where we can merge data from the database into the system. There's also a very customizable user security. We use sort of a directory structure in a sense for the departments, and in each department you can have different security, you can have different roles. Sometimes everybody wants to see everything. Sometimes people want to limit the what others can see to their particular department, and we're set up to have a pretty complex but easy to maintain security structure. And we also have, as I mentioned, we have custom fields, and the custom fields can be set up on, again, on properties. We have some municipalities, they want to add information to properties so they can track things like foreclosures or other information that might be associated with the property. On people, they might want to say, hey, I want to track something new, and it's very easy to add custom fields to the system and then include those custom fields in your reports. With the system, we have pretty detailed workflow routing set up. So, if you're taking in a case or a file, whether it's say it's a permit or a code enforcement case or a citizen request, you can set up custom workflow routes based on the type of case that comes in, and you can route it throughout your system, and it handles complex things like, well, I want to send this to person A wants to send it to person B, and then simultaneously we want to send it to C, D, and E at the same time. So we do a lot of workflow routing in the system for things like plan reviews, permit approvals, things like that, and that's all built into the request tracking. For each department level and function in the system, you can set up pretty much almost an unlimited number of drop-down list box customizations. You're going to have specific permit types, you're going to have specific case types or specific request types that come in from the citizens, and you can customize those, all the lookups in the system to fit how you want to track the information. We also have an area where the users can customize different aspects about the system. We have a quick find feature. They can go in and decide which fields they want to have on their quick find, for that, or how they want to set up defaults, how they want to view things. Like if they hit their to-do list, we allow them to sort of customize that if they want. So in a lot of cases, whether it's some really simple thing like I want to change my user options, or a very complex report, sometimes you can make the changes yourself, and in a lot of cases, a lot of our users just submit support requests and we take care of it for them. So that's part of the service that we provide, and it really helps. In the long run, we found it to be very effective in terms of helping us make the product better, and in helping the users just get their work done and not be frustrated with the software. So So from a cost perspective, you know, we have, and I think I sent Pat some information on cost, but we have, you know, some nominal setup fees that include putting all your data in the system. Oftentimes there's a data migration involved and some systems integration. We cover most of the community development functions, and oftentimes we integrate with GIS and financial systems, so that's pretty common for us. And then we'll do initial training, but again, online training is included in the service. So if there's additional training that's needed for a new employee or you know, somebody who needs a refresher, we do that all the time. So our subscription costs, you know, is depending on the number of users, can be as low as $50 a month per user. And usually we operate, you know, kind of in the municipal budget cycle. So our customers usually pay on an annual basis, and you know, it's very rare that, you know, they ask for something within the service subscription, and we go, oh, that's going to cost extra, unless they're adding another module or feature or something like that. So you know, we're a solution basically where, you know, you're not going to end up having to go back and go, oh, we forgot about this, so the vendor wants to charge us more money. So in almost all cases, we're less than the competition. And again, I want to emphasize that it's because of our business model. It's not because we have less features or you know, we're not as customizable or anything like that. I mean, it's basically we have one set of code, we have, you know, one database. We use technology for a lot of our training and support and stuff like that. So, you know, it's just a different business model, and that's why you'll see that we're oftentimes much cheaper than other solutions out there. So in a nutshell, we got mobile capabilities. The system's very intuitive and user-friendly. If it wasn't, we wouldn't have many customers. And you know, it allows people to spend more time in the field because of the mobile abilities.
Mm-hmm. Yep. All right. So I'll just do kind of a quick overview of general features for you. This is the welcome page when you first log in. This is where you kind of see your dashboard profile of things you've got coming up. Tasks are going to be anything that's been assigned to you. Maybe if you're an inspector, it could be inspections. If you're somebody in the city manager's office, it might be follow-up tasks. If you're in public works, it might be your work orders. So tasks are different things that show up on your to-do list, and they kind of stay there until they're done. And we'll dig into those. Appointments are more date-based items. So for planning and zoning, that might be your hearing commission meetings. It might be you know, inspections for inspectors if they have specific days and times that they go on. So your appointments will cover those types of things. And then my list let you kind of have quick drill downs to certain reports, and you can add your own custom reports on there as well. The My Metrics, Jim mentioned briefly, it's just a way for you to have a quick view into certain metrics that are important to you. This is a user base, so you can have, every user can have up to 5 different items that they'd like to look at. You can share the same ones across users if you want to. And it's just kind of a, you know, a quick glance at certain key metrics. So I'll start out by, let's say we have someone who called into the office to make a request of some sort. I can add that into the system by just going to Add, and I'll just say that it's a general case. And if the person wants to give me their name, I can type in their name here. So I'll just say, type in a name, and then I'm going to search to see if that person's already in the system. If they were already in the system, I could click their name and pull in their information. If they're not, I can go ahead and set up a new contact for them. And if I got a phone number, I could plug that in. And if I got any other information on them, I could get that as well. And I'm going to jump down here and just type in a description of what their request is. So let's say, you know, the tree on the side. whatever the brief description might be. If this is an address-based thing, so if this was maybe a code violation or anything that was specific to an address, you could type in the address in here and do a search. And part of your setup is we get your parcel data, and so that typically is going to contain address, parcel number, legal description, as well as ownership information. And that's really helpful for the community development folks and public works as well. So if I click Select All, it pulls in all that information automatically. And then we can select our type. Now the types can be, whatever types make sense for you. If this was a public works service request, I can click that. And then as Jim mentioned a little bit in the workflow route and configuration part, you can have multiple workflow routes. So we've got a couple examples here. We can say, oh, this we want to do the missed trash pickup. That's the route we want to take a look at. I can click Submit, and then that'll show me all of the tasks that are involved in this. So I can see that, oh, this is going to go over to Public Works. Steve Simpson's going to do it, and he's got 5 days in which to finish it. These workflow routes can go to as many departments or people as you want them to. The timing on them can be as fast or short as you want. There's a lot you can do with those, and they really are set up to kind of mirror your process and the workflow that you use. So I'll save that one, and then I'll just go ahead and click Save to go ahead and create this file. So once I create the file, it pulls up the file, and I have different tabs across the top that let me view different information, and then options down the side that let me edit and add. So let's say that they emailed me a picture of this as well, and so I wanted to go ahead and just add the picture. I can do that by coming over here into Add and select Document. And I'll just say that this is a photo. Click Browse. I don't know if I have a big tree, but I have some weeds. I'll pick that one. And if I want to put a description, I can in here. I'll click Save. That gets attached here under the Documents tab. And if you want to take a look at it, you can just click it, and it'll pull up that photo. You can attach as many different types of attachments as you want. You can put in pictures, PDFs, Word documents, emails, any file that you can get on your computer you can attach. And there's no limit to the number that you can include. And if you wanted to set up if you wanted to mail them a letter, maybe thanking them for the request, you can come over under Add and select Letter and decide who you want it to go to. We want it to go to our person who sent in the request. And maybe we've got a template letter that's New Request Letter. We click that, and it pulls whatever our template letter is and our data and merges it together. So you could print this out and mail it. So these have lots of different usages. For code enforcement, these are going to be things like violation notices. Permitting, they might be inspection reports or building permits. Planning and zoning, it might be your findings. Public Works, it could be work order requests. So it's kind of all those pieces of paper you use now to pass around, we automate through the system. And once you generate that, it asks if you'd like a copy, and you can select yes. And if you do that, it gets saved under the Documents tab.
Right.
So that's kind of a quick look at how you can input through the system requests that come in. I want to just briefly show you how other users know things have come to them. So I'm going to log in as someone else here. So here's an inspector. So he's got different inspections. This could be an inspector. It could be, someone on a crew for doing work orders, whatever those items are. They kind of have the same functionality. They can drill down here. They can add in inspection notes, plug in dates, schedule follow-up activities. Because this is a code-based thing, I have a new tab here for violations. If it was a planning and zoning request or a permitting request, I'd have additional tabs for that type of information as well. And they can add letters, additional workflow routes, all the same sort of functionality can work across all the different components. So that's kind of an overview of how you input things in the system. You can search for things using the quick find. This lets you search on the basic information. If you don't have that, you can go into the advanced find where you can search on almost anything, names, addresses, file types, dates, pretty much everything you want. Any questions on that, how you input requests and how they get routed to different departments and areas?
Nope.
All right, let's take a look at the online component part. I'm going to log off and come in here. Actually, I'm just going to pull it up here. Hold on. All right, so here's a sample of the online portal, the citizen portal part. So in this example, we've got two services set up. We can do code enforcement and permitting. As you have different areas, you can log those in there. So within each section, if you will, you have a separate landing page. If I click here, it goes to my primary home page, and then the different services, they can jump in here. Within those sections, you can configure all of this information. So you can see my typo here. I could go fix that because that's just an admin. But you could put links to different things if you wanted to. You can kind of control whatever you want in there. And then within that, you have different options. You can let them submit new requests. You can let them look at requests. You can let them look for anything that's going on in the city. So I could do a search. I said, hey, I want to see any open things on my street. I can click search, and it'll list any that are in there. And if we pull it up, you can decide what information they can look at on that file. So for our code, we said, well, let them look at activities, let them look at documents, and let them look at violations. For permitting, we did it a little differently. So let's say I'm going to do the same thing here. I've got a bunch of permits. I can pull one of these up. This is letting them look at the document so they can see the certificate of occupancy. They could look at the permit. They can, look at anything else that's been attached to it. They could come see the inspections. And again, all of these are configurable. You decide what they can and can't see. These buttons up here are also configurable. If you let them leave a message, then they can say, I don't know, something, something, something. Click submit, and that'll get routed to the appropriate person on the file. They can make payments, they can request inspections, and they can upload additional documents. So these are all functions that you can apply to all your different types of requests. If they wanted to submit a new request, they could go into code enforcement, submit a new complaint, type in a description, whatever the description might be. Put in your address, location. They can attach documents. Here's a house. Here's a nice car. Oh, this one's really pretty. And I'll put a better description here. Something like that. And when that comes in, it goes directly to whoever you've appointed to be that person to track it. So through your portal, citizens can put in different information, and based on the type of request they're submitting, those will automatically get routed to the appropriate departments or individuals within that department. So that's an overview of the online portal part. Any questions on that?
No, thank you.
All right. And that's basically the demo. Anything else you'd like to see or questions on things that you're looking for that I didn't show you?
Can you have multiple people working on the same case and adding information at the same time?
You can. So if I log in back here, as long as those, so the security can be set up so different people can have rights to different files. You can also have, so if I pull this one up, I'm not sure which, oh, this is that one that just came in. If I look at the activities, we can see Damon Wayne's got he's doing a request. But if we want to assign something else to someone, we can say, all right, hey, we need somebody in building to go out and do a final inspection because there's construction going on out here or something, I don't know. So all of the different work that everyone does on it will be listed under the Activities tab. So you can have as many different people in the system as you want.